All right, I guess we're doing this a second time, just like I always seem to do, because I can't remember to unmute my goddamn mic before I do a self-review. So, I'm watching this for the second time in the last 15 minutes. I played it last week. At least now, maybe I'll have a little bit more insight on what went wrong here. It's a nice, simple King of the Hill map. Let's take a look at it, okay? So I'm playing Pharah here. As you can see, their team, they've got a McCree and a soldier. That's going to make me swap off Pharah after one death. So I used that, which is going to bite me in the butt a little bit. When I get to point, I could have gotten a free kill if I had my ability. See, it's not quite off cooldown, so I couldn't quite get that soldier. If I had it 1 second earlier, I could have gotten it. It's a little sad. Also, I probably should have went around to finish that BAP. So yeah, I'm gonna swap. Obviously, it doesn't make sense to keep playing a Pharah there. Let's see what they're doing. So they're nice, healing it up. Our Ana's got a really good sight line, actually. Our team is playing a little too aggressive for her, though. Like, come in on the side, just clean up. Nothing really to it. Nothing to really discuss there, other than obviously my aim could be a little bit better. My position over there, I would have rather positioned on the other side, looking back on this. Lucky I got that kill. I know I called out the res on the Mercy here, so we knew she didn't have it, but I needed to capitalize somehow on it, and I don't until right about here. I see him go that way and I hear him, so I go back. I'm gonna protect my Ana. And I feel like that's probably one of the best plays, watching myself back, I feel like that's one of the better plays I've seen myself actively do. And you can see, I recognize it, I know what's happening, so I go back to stop it, right? And that is, it's nice to see improvement. Not much here. They should probably be positioning back off of points, so they have to come into the open of point to contest us. Going up here again. I immediately lost track of that McCree. So let's look that back, actually. So I come up here. I'm fighting the McCree and the soldier, right? I drop down, I come around this corner, and I know the McCree should have been there. So when I hear it's high noon, I should have known he was right next to me, and I wasn't hiding from anything. So that's just a little bit of an awareness issue there. Our Ana used her ult there to try and keep point. Didn't work. It happens. Oh, why am I... Why am I third person? How do you change that? This? Oh, space. I gotcha. I came around their backside. I was just poking. Feel like that's good. Shouldn't have kept looking at that Mei and ice block. I should have turned around.
Too slow. Now hold on.
I will get my revenge. Repositioning.
Heroes never die.
again, I said this the first time I looked at this. She gave me nano without any warning, and I was so far away that by the time I even get close enough to shoot something, he's got his shield up, and I make zero use out of that nano. That nano may as well have just been nanoed right off the map, unfortunately. Get back to the fight. I teleport up in here.
Repositioning.
I feel like this is a good spot where I should be. That's a rough exchange. Our Lucio is just gonna try and stall point out, but he can't do it. And they win. So, like, in that round, I don't necessarily see anything that I could have done tremendously better other than just outplayed my duels and, you know, gotten more value in my shots versus how much damage I took and not dying and that sort of thing. Which is general, just, like, play better, obviously. The only other thing I could see is maybe swapping character to deal with this May Reaper combo that they have going on to something that can assassinate them back. Like, excuse me, a Junkrat is pretty good for trying to counter the Reaper's flanks. Another May would have been pretty good. Even if I played them well, a Tracer could be really good in this circumstance. Or, on this point specifically, going back to Pharah. Because if we look on their team comp, they've got a BAP that could hit me, an Ana that could hit me, and nothing really else if I stay high enough in the sky. So an Echo and a Pharah probably would have made them swap, could have wrecked them pretty bad though if they didn't. So that's the one thing I'll say on this point so far, is that I probably should have recognized what they're playing and maybe played Pharah or Echo. And that alone might have turned the tide again, right? Because all we need is to get a little bit of momentum, and we could have started winning, just like in the first round. We had that momentum, and that's what caused us to just steamroll, right?
If at first you don't succeed, blow it up again. This bomb's for you.
Heroes never die.
Hold still.
Someone got stuck in my thing. Just trying to spam here.
My ultimate is charged.
Enemy seen.
Fire in the hole.
Going for the gold.
I still think when you tire the Immort, it should, like, I was inside the Immortality. You'd think the Immort would have died before they got hit. Yeah, and so from here on, it's just trickle issues. Our Lucio stays on point trying to contest, even though we're only at, you know, 50%, so he should really be either dying or getting out. So then our Rhine is rushing to try and support the Lucio, quote unquote, but he just wastes his ult there. The Lucio wasted his ult. And now we're 4v6. So they get me here because I tried to flank around and just get some damage in. Our McCree, so we have no DPS now. Our Mercy used Valkyrie after both DPS were dead. And then she rezzed the McCree. So not bad there, realistically. They could have pushed off that because I took out their May. but all right, and they reverse swept. It's just like that. So overall, I'm gonna say mostly what I need to pay attention to, and what I'm gonna take away from this video in particular on playing DPS is I need to learn the counter picks a little bit better, because I don't necessarily know in that situation who's really good against say Reaper and Mei, other than their mirrors, because like usually mirrors are pretty good dueling, but there should be characters who have maybe an edge on them. Like, to me, Junkrat makes sense because he's got his steel trap to stop the Reaper. That makes sense as a counter for me. A Mei makes sense as a counter for me because they can just slow the Reaper. So I need to learn those counters, and I need to learn when to swap to counter when it's important. If you hung around for the whole video, thanks for watching. These are mostly just for myself, but if anyone watches them and learns something, hey, that's pretty cool too. Thank you for watching and hanging out. If you want to, subscribe below. Check out the other videos I got in the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!